Salete, this is Magister Hodges, and this is the introduction to our next unit novella, which is called Signa Zodiaca, or Zodiac Signs. Now, Romans weren't super into astrology as we know it today and the zodiac signs and using that to predict things about your life, though they did do that with a lot of things. This is going to be an introduction to a much larger unit on their ritual practices, things like sacrifice and other rituals they did, why they did them, the versions of them that we still do today. But for the zodiac signs, their relation to the Romans is that each sign, the Taurus, Scorpio, Capricorn, so on and so forth, all take their names and their backstories from Greek and Roman mythology. So this introduction just discusses zodiac signs generally, uh, what they are, all 12 of them, what they represent, and then it gets a little bit more in the weeds about things like what element each represents and their properties. Like, is it a is it a cold sign or is it a dry sign, and those types of things I don't know a ton about. And after even understanding the Latin here, still not quite sure exactly what they represent, but that's not the point. The point here is more on the mythology and the Latin side. But for those of you who are super into zodiac signs and could possibly explain this to me, I would welcome the education. So anyway, we're going to jump right into it and start reading. Well, I say that, pause real quick. After we do this introduction, we're all going to do this together. And then after that, you are going to be picking the story that corresponds to your particular zodiac sign. And that's what you'll be focusing on. So we're going to jump right into this introduction here. Feel free to use this to help answer the reading questions for the introduction that are assigned this week. And yeah, so here we go. First thing you'll notice is that this bad boy is vertical, and that is totally my bad. It's how I saved it, and I have tried to fix this, and it's eluding me. So here's a quick fix that you'll have to do on your own. When you have it open, if you click the print button here in the top right corner, it'll open it in a different window, which you should see here. Now, at the top of this window, you'll see this little button if you're using Chrome, and that'll rotate it. You click that, and it rotates the page, and now we're good to go. So without further ado, Astrologia. Qualitates hominum, qualities of people. Multi homines astrologium student. Astrologia este constellationibus. In caelo multi constellationes sunt. So many people study astrology. Astrology is about the constellations. In the sky, there are many constellations. Constellationes in caelo representant fabulas. Each constellation represents a story. Fabulae sunt de hominibus mortalibus, immortalibus deis, animalibus, et quoque de monstris. So the stories could be about mortal people, the immortal gods, animals, or even monsters. Fabulae qualitates hominum describunt. The stories describe the qualities of different people. Fabulae quoque naturam hominum describunt. The stories also describe the nature of people as well. Sunt multae qualitates hominum. Homines possunt esse. So there are many qualities. Some of them could be. And here are some examples. These come from the sentence builder that you did as well. So some of these are cognates and should be pretty easy to figure out. I'm not going to read them. In astrologia, constellationes dividuntur in signa zodiaca. The constellations are divided, it's passive ending, into zodiac signs. Sunt duodecum signa zodiaca. In anno, quoque sunt menses duodecum. There are also 12 months in a year. Ergo, therefore, signa zodiaca representant menses et annum totum. So they also represent different months and the whole year itself. You see this little chart here that he's going to use to start to describe the different aspects of it. So, yeah. Elementa et natura hominum. The elements and human nature. Signa zodiaca dividuntur in elementa quatuor. They're divided into 4 elements. Elementa quatuor signorum zodiacorum sunt ignis, terra, aqua, et aer. Ignis, fire, terra, earth, aqua, water, aer, air. Sunt tria signa zodiaca igniaria. These are fire zodiac signs. Aries, Leo et Sagittarius. Signa Zodiaca terrestria tria sunt. There are three earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, et Capricornus. Signa Zodiaca aquatica tria sunt. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So there are three water ones, and the three aerea, air ones: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Elementa describunt natura hominum. Naturae hominum sunt communicatio, cautio, fides, et affectus. The elements describe human nature. Human natures are kind of follow these four categories here: communication, how cautious you are; fides, loyalty or faith; and affectus, which means like your emotional affect, how you deal, how you process emotions. Tempora, which means times, but in this case means seasons. Elementa quator quoque repraesentant quator tempora anni, the seasons of the year. Tempora anni quator sunt: aestas, summer; autumnus, autumn; hiems, winter; et ver, which is spring. You can see the different symbols representing the elements and where they go. Elementum ignis aestatum repraesentant. The element of fire represents summer. Autumnus repraesentator elemento terra. Hiems repraesentator elemento aqua. Et elementum aer repraesentat ver. So that spring is air, water is winter, earth is autumn, and fire is summer. Tempora anni quoque qualitates habent. Sunt duae qualitates particulares temporibus. There are two particular qualities for each season. And you can see here, humidum, calidum, frigida, et siccus. That is cold, humid, hot, dry. Aestas calida et sicca est. Summer is hot and dry. Autumnus est frigidus et siccus. Hiems humida et frigida est, et ver est humidum et calidum. Qualitates differentes, the different qualities. Elementa representant duas qualitates particulares temporibus. The elements represent two particular qualities of each season. Signa igniaria calida et sicca sunt. Signa terrestria sicca et frigida sunt. Signa aquatica frigida et humida sunt. Et signa aerea humida et calida sunt. And once again, you have hot, calida hot, sicca dry, frigida cold, and humida humid, and you can see each sign corresponds to those. And this is where things start getting complicated in terms of how zodiacs work. And once again, you are not responsible for knowing the intricacies of astrology. So don't let this scare you. Anyway, said, but non omnia signa elementi sunt tempore simili. Not all elemental signs are from the same season. Ergo, qualitates elementorum et temporum possunt esse differentes. Therefore, the qualities of the elements and the seasons are able to be different, or they can be different. Signa zodiaca habent inter duas et quator qualitates. The signs have between 2 and 4 qualities. For example, signa terrestria, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, et Capricornus, frigida et sicca sunt. They are cold and dry. Virgo parte autumno est, sed non omnia signa terrestria sunt autumno. So it's saying the Virgo or Virgo is partly in autumn, but not all earth signs are in autumn. Ergo, signa terrestria Taurus et Capricornus qualitates frigidas et siccas habent, et quoque qualitates differentes temporum. So it's saying because they are earth signs, they still possess cold and dry qualities, but they also can have the different qualities of their season. So like Taurus, for example, that's in May. That's my sign. And that's like right in the middle of the hot aspect going towards dry. The significance of this, I really don't know. Like I said, but that's not the point here. So these novellas are broken up into 3 parts, each volume having 4 zodiac signs in it. This comes from the second installment, Pars Secunda, and that's what it's going to describe in a little more detail here, but the same ideas are repeated in the other books. Pars Secunda, that is this book, has habet quator signa zodiaca: Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricornus, et Aquarius. Ergo, in secunda parte, omnia elementa representator. Aqua, ignis, terra, et aer. And so in this second part, all four elements are represented with their four different signs. Sed Scorpio et Sagittarius autumno sunt. Capricornus et Aquarius autem iemme sunt. So Scorpio and Sagittarius are in the autumn, and Capricorn and Aquarius, however, are in the winter. Ergo, in secunda parte, duo tempora representator. So therefore, in the second part, there are two seasons represented, autumn and winter. Autumnus est siccus et frigidus. Autumnus elemento terra representator. Ergo, signa terrestria sicca et frigida sunt. So the fact that, I guess I'm kind of understanding it now, the fact that that autumn is the Earth season means that all signs, no matter what season they are, will have cold and dry properties. Non omnia signa autumno terrestria sunt, but not all autumn signs are Earth signs, or not all Earth signs are in the autumn. Okay. Scorpio et Sagittarius autumno sunt. Sed Scorpio et Sagittarius habent qualitates particulares elementorum differentium. They have these qualities of the different elements as well as their earth element, and whatever that actually means, is up to people who understand this stuff. Scorpio, signum aquaticum. Scorpio is a water sign. Frigidus et humidus est. So it's a water sign, so it has those elements. Sagittarius, signum igniarium est calidus et siccus. That is a fire sign. It is hot and dry. Hiems frigida et humida est. Hiems representator elemento aqua. Ergo, signa aquatica sunt frigida et humida. So back up here, it says the winter representator is represented. And then we have elemento aqua. These are both ablative. And so we don't see the word ab that you would expect to see, meaning by, but if a noun has an ablative ending, o, or the long a, then it could be translated as by the element, by the water element. So this comes out to mean winter is represented by the element water. Ergo, signa aquatica sunt frigida et humida. So because of that, the water signs are cold and wet. Said, non omnia signa hieme aquatica sunt. So just like before, not all winter signs are, not all signs in the winter, in the winter are water signs, but they will have those water aspects. Capricornus et Aquarius hieme sunt. Sed Capricornus et Aquarius habent qualitates particulares elementorum differentium. It's fun to say. Capricornus, signum terrestre, siccus et frigidus est, because that is the quality of earth, is that it's dry and cold. Aquarius, signum ideum, it's an air sign, est humidus et calidus, like air. And this part right here at the end, you can read over it, but this is going to start to go a little bit more into the specific stories that make up the second volume here, which is Scorpio and the ones that we spoke about. It gives a little bit of info, such as Scorpios are bold and jealous. Ergo homines qui sunt scorpiones quoque sunt audaces et zelotipi. So Scorpions act this way. They are bold and jealous, and therefore people who are Scorpios are also bold and jealous. But esne verum, but is that true? Habent ne homines omnes qualitates simili signi zodiacis? Do all people with the same signs have the same qualities? Est verum et quoque non verum. It is true, but it is also not true. Id est potest esse verum. That is, it is able esse to be verum, true. Sunt homines qui habent qualitates similes et sunt homines qui qualitates differentes habent. There are people who have the same qualities and people who have different ones. Signa Zodiaca quoque fabulas varias representant. Homines scorpiones possunt esse audaces et zelo tupi. Said, it doesn't have to be. Fabula de signo Zodiaco scorpione et mythos bonus. Est mythos bonus. So the story of the zodiac sign Scorpio is a good story. And then it goes a little bit more into it right here. It's based on Orion and some giant scorpion, yada, yada. And here are just different questions. Aurivistine fabulon. Have you heard this story? Placet ne tibi fabulae varia de monstris et deis. Do you like different stories about monsters and gods? And quid est signum zodiacum tibi? What is yours? What is your sign? Signum zodiacum tibi potes communicare tuas qualitates. Your zodiac sign is able to communicate your qualities. Habes ne qualitates similes? Differentes? Do you have similar and different qualities? And so that's the end of the intro. And so hopefully you found that helpful, and soon be looking out for information on how to get to the more in-depth story about your sign. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Et valete.